I'm really very thankful to PLEA, that is Program for Legal Education and Awareness, which is in itself is a unique platform to share my ideas and experience how to write a legal research paper. So before starting with the legal research paper, I know all of you might have written some academic writings because from the very beginning in our school, we start writing we take tiny steps in the form of essays, which we write on journal topics. Same with your research paper. Research paper means your skills, your imagination powers, your creativity, and how your originality in thinking. All these factors you're presenting in the form of a research paper or academic writings. We term it as a research paper. So when we talk about the legal research paper, because when we are talking about the legal field itself is quite wide. We know we start with constitution, we are having corporate field, we are having criminal field, we are having family law. Recently, cyber laws are there. We are having intellectual properties laws and so on. So when we are writing these academic writings with our skills, creativity, thinking in originality on any legal issue, it is known as legal research paper. Paper journally, or when we are talking about the research paper, it can be categorized into two categories. That is the primary and the secondary. Primary means when you're putting forward your thoughts after in-depth research in original form. That is the primary research paper. Secondary research paper is when you are evaluating someone else or writings or the research paper. That will be termed as the secondary legal research paper. Now, the foremost question or the very important question, or we can say is the toughest question is choose a topic. How should I choose a topic? Or how I have to deal with the topic, or on what topic I should write. So first of all, keep this thing in mind whenever you are thinking of writing a legal research paper. Because legal itself means, as we know, we had studied in the law also, every aspect of our life is being controlled by law. So, whenever we are thinking of writing a research paper on any legal topic, first thing that you have to keep in mind while choosing the topic is purpose of your research topic, why you are writing this paper or why you want to write the paper. So before choosing a topic, keep in mind what should be the purpose of writing my paper. Or the first step after purpose or after deciding that you want to write a research paper, just consult with your classmates. If you are a student, consult with your colleagues. If you are working, consult with your professor or consult with anyone whom you think you can discuss on these topics, because you will come to know about the gray areas. You will come to know whether I can write on a particular topic. Is it possible to put forward my thoughts, ideas in a systematic way? I can write a legal research paper on this topic or not? That just take the first step, consultation. Consult with your colleagues, professors, or your students also. If you are a teacher, discuss the issues with your students. Students are the best guide. They let you know many new things. They let you or they inform you about the technology also. So the first step while choosing a topic is just have consultation with the people you think they can guide you. After consulting, you have to follow three principles while choosing the topic. They are generally known as URI, that is the unsettled, relevant, and interest. But I will start with the downwards to up, that is the interesting. Because whenever you are deciding that, yes, now I have to write a research paper, you should have interest in that topic or on that issue. Say, for example, I want to write on cyber laws, but I'm having quite a tight hand in the technology. Then how it will be interesting to me, or how I will keep my interest in writing research paper on that topic. So first thing is, whenever you are choosing any topic, it should be to your interest. Otherwise, it's going to be a lullaby. वो बोलते हैं ना हम, whenever I'm opening a book, oh, I just sleep. Turns out it's going to be a lullaby for you. So first and the foremost first step while choosing the topic is should be of your interest. Second is relevant. Keep that thing in mind. Only choose the relevant topic. Relevant means, say, if you are choosing a topic which is 20 years old, 30 years old, of course, then it is of no use. Or, for example, we take the one very popular topic that is the rights of women. And we know we are already having enough rights for the women. So decide properly. If you are choosing the topic rights of a woman and you decide that I have to write on this topic, you may not be able to put forward your original thoughts on that topic. It will be like copy and pasted. Or maybe you want to write something different, that the rights of women in the cyber world, or what problems women is facing in this era of cyber world or artificial intelligence. Maybe that you have to decide how your topic is going to be relevant in the present era. And the third, that is the very important principle while choosing a topic, is unsettled. Unsettled means it shouldn't be like you are getting paper on this topic everywhere. Like I had already discussed, that is as we are talking about the rights of the woman, you will get enough papers, enough books on the rights relating to the woman. Now we have to think out of the box. Yes, I want to write a research paper on rights of women only. Now, what is the area that hasn't been touched yet? One is the proportionary rights of women, another is the, maybe as I had already discussed, that is the position of women in this artificial intelligence era. We aren't having enough cyber laws or cyber voyeurism. These may be the upcoming or the burning issues that is being related to the rights of women. So whenever we are choosing the topic, first step, consultation. Consult with your professors, colleagues, students, friends, seniors, juniors. Second is the topic should be of your interest. You should have interest, or your interest should be alive throughout your journey of writing the research paper. Thirdly, relevant. The topic should be relevant in the present era. And the last principle that you have to follow while choosing the topic is unsettled. Now the question arises again, the question is same, where I will get the relevant topic and how will I know that it is a unsettled topic? Of course, interest so I can create. So first is, I will say, the read the newspaper. But in today's, when this magic gadget is in our hand, how is it possible that we will leave the mobile and we will read the newspapers? So we are having all the e-newspapers. Or if it's not possible for you to go through e-newspapers also, just subscribe to Daily Hunt, or legal news such as live laws or bar and bench are there. And when you are subscribes to these apps, you will get daily notification about all the latest news, and you will come to know what is the relevant topic, what is the unsettled issue. At least when you have decided this, yes, now I have to write a research paper for 1 week. Go through these apps, go on Daily Hunt, go on live law, choose any one of them which is comfortable to you, or which you think is easy for my mind also. At least for 1 week, for 15 minutes daily, pay your time there. Pay attention to all the latest topic. Mind it 15 minutes daily consistently, without putting any pressure ki I have to sit for hours and hours. No, daily give your 15 minutes and start writing. Keep this thing in mind. I'm not saying just to make marks on your mobiles. No, no, no. You have to write it down. Take a notebook, take pen, start write. What are the interesting topic? What do you think when you, for 1 week, you have listened to the, or you have gone to these apps, you have been in touch with live law, or you have been in touch with Jelly Hunt. You think that these are the legal topics that are quite interesting. I can write paper on these topics for 15 minutes. Maybe after 1 week, you have hundred of topics on which you want to write, you may have interest, and then choose at least one, or start collecting the information, because after a research paper means you have to collect the data. And after collecting the data, you have to read it again and again. Only then you can thematically put it into the form of a research paper. So after 1 week, when you have gone through these apps and or this information, you have collected enough topics for your research paper, then decide. Maybe you will come to 5 or 10 topics. I want to write on these topics. Select any five. Then after reading those five for 1 day, select one topic on which you want to write. Then for next 3 days, collect information on that topic or discuss again, consult it, discuss with your professors, discuss with your colleagues, discuss with your friends. And if you think you will get enough information, you will be able to write a good research paper on this topic, go with it. Otherwise, don't waste your time. If you think, no, 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 it's not possible for me to write a paper on this topic, it's very tough, I won't be able to write a proper paper on this, then leave it, go with the another topic, because we have already chosen 5 topics. I can write paper on 5 topics. First you think, no, it's not relevant, I won't be able to write a proper paper on this topic, then go with the another topic, follow the same process. And if you think, now I am able to collect the information on this topic, the first step is go on Google search, put that topic on Google search. However, Google search is not an authentic source of information for writing the research paper, but it will create your interest. Maybe you will form the main body of your research paper from this Google search only. The first thing is, at least for 2 days or 1 day, go on Google search, put your topic there and read whatever you are getting, because it will be very easy for your mind and for your understanding also. You will have a clear understanding of the topic. What is the topic? And then you will be able to understand how you are going to form it into the form of research. After that, come to the now when we are talking about the legal research topic, we all are well aware the first authentic source of legal provisions are our PLEA Act. Go through the PLEA Act, look at the provisions, which provisions are dealing with your topic. After that, go to the books. Now, whenever we read the book, the commentaries given in the books are itself a research paper, because they have interpreted the our PLEA Act provisions with the help of examples, case laws. Then after reading those material, you will also make a understanding how I am going to write my paper. Then collect that information. And when I'm saying collect in that information, it doesn't mean you collect thousands of pages, then you won't be able to write a paper. No, 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 no. Don't delay your writing of the paper. As soon as you decided this is going to be your topic, you decided to go to the second step, that is to your books, then start writing whatever you want to write. Make small points that I will write this thing in my research paper. I'm going to include this thing in my research paper. I'm going to include this point also in my research paper. Again, write down 4 to maximum 5 pages, minimum 3 pages, 3 to 5 pages. Then for 2 days, read those pages again and again, again and again. And after reading those 2 pages, you will come to know now what material I need, because you don't need thousands of pages. You aren't going to write a book. You have to write a research paper maximum of 10 to 15 pages. 4,000 to 8,000 words is the maximum limit for writing any research paper. So you have to be very clear, concise, and crisp while writing your research paper. So after writing those 3 pages, minimum 3 pages, read them again and again, evaluate them, analyze them, and decide now what material I needed for my research paper. Because when you are writing your legal research papers, you need case laws also, because you need evidences to prove your arguments you are going to put into your research papers. So now the next step is you are going to find the data information on those 3 pages, on the basis of those 3 pages on only. Here, the very important step is whenever you are collecting the data, write down, because when we are writing the research paper, we have to give the footnotes also. Because most of you, I think, maybe of LLM, PhD, you have done. We are well aware, even in LLB and BLLB also, we are introducing students with the concept of footnotes also. So, whenever we are writing the research paper, we have to give the footnotes and the references also. So, whenever you are collecting the data, you are writing in your newspaper, or you are copy pasting on your laptops, write down the name of the author, title of the paper, or book of the name, or name of the journal, issue, volume, publishing year, and page numbers. Mind it will help you a lot whenever you are going to write down your research paper. Second important thing, however, I'm going to discuss it again, that is the plagiarism, because we cannot completely cut, copy, paste our research papers. Whenever we are collecting the information, try to evaluate it into your own words as much as possible. Paste it as such only if you think it is very important to give these words as such. Then you have to give the credit to the author who has originally written those words. That is known as the footnotes. If we are not giving credit to that author, then it will be known as plagiarism. That is itself an offense nowadays. And most of the publishing houses now ask for the copy of plagiarism check also. Keep these things in mind. Whenever you are collecting the data, you have to collect the information for your footnotes and references also. Whatever material you are taking from wherever you are taking, even if you are taking it from online sites, write the name of the site. You have to mention those things in your footnote, right? So now, after collecting the data, you have to rethink and recheck. Collecting the data, read it for twice, for thrice, then you will come to know what is going to be the body of your research, how you are going to write down your research paper. Whenever we are writing any article or research paper, introduction and conclusion are the two things that you have to give. Now, the main body that you have to drill that differs from paper to paper, from topic to topic. Check citations, check footnotes, and then start preparing your rough draft. Include your data, write it in a very simple language. Keep this thing in mind. Your grammar should be proper. You shouldn't use very heavy words. It should be as simple as possible. Keep this thing in mind. Maybe a layman is going to read my paper. So your language should be very simple. So after preparing this rough draft, keep it aside for one day. Take rest for one day, for 2 days. After 2 days, again pick it up. Then again start reading this piece of paper or this academic writing you have prepared. Then see what changes you want to bring about in your paper, what other examples you want to include, what other case laws could be included. Maybe the thing you want to write in heading 1, now you want, maybe now you want to put it into heading 4 or heading 5. So rethink, recheck, revise. ठीक है. After, because when we are preparing our final draft, generally in when we are sending our papers to peer reviewed journals, they are having different style. And whenever we are preparing our papers or research papers for the UGC care list, they are having different style. Same goes with your footnotes also. We are having ILI style, we are having Blue Book 19, Blue Book 28 is there, API style is there, Harvard or Scholar, whatever style. Because whenever we are going to send our research papers to any publishing house, they will give a format that your footnotes should be in this format. You have to write down author's name, title of the paper, book's name or journal's name, issues, year, page numbers. You have to write all these things. Maybe the difference is of whether you have to write it in italics, or maybe author's name may varied in a different way, but you have to give footnotes in one of any one of these styles. So after preparing your final draft, you think now it's my final draft, I'm ready with my research paper. Now what you have to see, first of all, what should be the format? Acknowledgement. As we know, you have to acknowledge of the resources, material, or whatever persons you have discussed about your research paper. Then declaration. Declaration is that this piece of paper or this academic writing is your original work. Or if you have taken the help of, then you can also mention that. Then your table of contents. Of course, we are well aware of what are table of contents. Then index of authority, scope. Why you are writing this research paper? What is the scope of your topic? For example, if I'm writing on gender equality and I'm saying now we are having enough laws for the equality of women, we should now put some cap on these so that it should not be misused. So I should write this is the scope of my study. Then limitations, because when I'm talking about the gender equality, so I cannot go on and on. I have to put some limitations because I have to discuss my topic only in 8 to 10 pages. So I have to discuss what were the limitations of my research paper. Then literature review or the resources used, from where I have taken the material. I have to discuss that also. Then research questions. Sometimes the research papers or the publishing houses ask for the research questions. Sometimes they may not ask. But whenever you are writing or whenever you decide that I have to write on this topic, frame some research questions in your mind. Then it will be easy to frame your research paper or legal research paper in a proper way. Abstract. It's very important that you should have a strong abstract. Whenever you are sending your paper for publication, the publishing houses are just going to review your abstract. Maybe you have written very poor abstract and your paper is up to the mark, a very good paper. But if your abstract is very poor, it's not up to the mark, your paper will get rejected, because your paper will be sent to the review to further review only on the basis of your abstract. And whenever you are writing your abstract, you have to again keep in mind three principles. First is what is the purpose of the paper? Second is what methodologies you have used in this paper? Third is what are your conclusions? Generally, whenever we are writing the papers, publishing houses mention that you have to write down your abstract, for certain word limitation. Generally, it is 100 to 500 words. So keep this thing in mind that I have to give it's abstract is a short capsule of your paper. Whatever you are discussing in your paper, in a very in 150 words or in up to 500 words, you have to tell what you are going to discuss in the paper basis on the basis of three principles. You have to discuss three principles in your abstract. First is your purpose of writing this research paper. Second is what methodologies you have used. And third is the what are your conclusions after writing this research paper. Your abstract should be very strong. And then introduction. Of course, introduction, we know we give the introduction of our topic. What is the objectivity of this research paper? How we have done the research, what could be our conclusions. Then main body, that depends upon whether your research paper is a argumentative research paper or it's an analysis research paper. So your main body is going to be on the basis of that only. Then of course your conclusion. When we are concluding our paper, again you have to keep this thing in mind, whether you are writing the observation, whether you are writing the analysis of the paper, or whether you are concluding it with suggestion. Give that heading based on that only, whether you are giving observation, whether you are giving analysis, or you are concluding with suggestion. So if it's conclusion with suggestions, then write it conclusion and suggestions. If you are giving observation, means if you have written your research paper or any law, any statutes, then write it down, what you have analyzed in about this statute or the law in your research paper. And if it's observation, means say certain new amendments have been made in any law, and after discussing in your research paper you are observing that these are the loopholes or these are the positive points, then write your heading as observation. Of course, you have to give footnotes in your final draft, then your references if they are being asked. And when we are giving when we have prepared this final draft, course after the final draft you have to again revise this, prepare your final draft, keep aside for 1 to 2 days, take rest, then again revise it. The first thing, any typing mistakes, grammatical mistakes, check it out properly, proofread and edit. Of course, because we are having a format for our footnotes. We are all are aware we write bid, id, supranote, or we have to write, because when we are writing our websites or the material has been taken from the websites, we have to again here different publishing houses give their style, whether you have to write available at, browsed on, which date, which time. You have to include those things in your material that has been taken from your website. So proofreading and editing is very, very important. Go through your paper 2 to 3 times. If you think it's quite heavy for your mind, take rest for 2 to 3 days, then send your paper to the publishing houses. Now this is the when you are writing your paper for the first time, when you have decided now, yes, I want to write the research paper, I want it's very important for my cv, for my career, because if you are into teaching in research field, you have to write research papers, and for others also, because it enhance your knowledge, it enhance your cv. So if you think that to write a research paper is very heavy, so like pressure on, then very national law universities have started their blogs also, and there you have to write maximum of 500 words. Again, follow the same method when choosing the topic, and sometimes because they are themed also, then half of the work is done, because you have to write on this topic only. Then go through that theme and write a short piece or write up of 500 words, sent for these blogs, and if it gets published, of course it will boost up your morale. You will be able to, or you will get excited, yes, now I have to write a research. And the second thing is, you started writing research paper and you are like, now it should be published in UGC care list only, ये तो scopus में आना ही चाहिए. No, take it easy. There are many peer-reviewed journals. They have equal value. They are equally evaluated in all the job purposes also. Take any peer-reviewed journal, send your first paper, let it get published, have that feeling, oh, my paper has been published. Then prepare for the UGC care list also, foreign journals also, because they are good for your CV. And now the question arises, where we will find the journals, how we will come to know that we can get published our papers in these journals. There is one site, that is Law Octopus. There are options for call for papers. Just every week, take Saturday or Sunday, again 15 minutes, take 15 minutes, go on Octopus, see where we are getting call for papers. There are many journals who are publishing papers free of any cost, just, or they are themed also. You have to write on a particular theme only. Select those themes, select those journals, send your first. But whenever you are preparing your first paper, go through very, very, very rigorous steps that I have discussed, revise them again and again. If even if you think this is a very lengthy process to choose a topic, again, go on Octopus. There are call for papers for conferences also. Go through 10 to 15 conferences. This is my personal way to choose whenever we have to write in a hurry and we don't know, or we aren't able to choose a topic. Go through 10 to 15 conferences. They have themes and sub themes. Read those sub themes again and again, and you will come to the conclusion ki, yes, now I will be write on this topic. These are the some of the methods. So I will conclude with a very beautiful story. Once there was a museum in a very beautiful city, and in the center of the museum there was a marble statue, very beautifully crafted. People from far-flung places used to come to see that statue and used to praise that. Wow, what a beautiful piece of art. So at one night, the marble on the floor, he was jealous of the statue. Why the statue is getting all the praise? And he was like, "Hey, Mr. Statue." The statue was like, "Oh, from where this voice is coming?" And then the marble on the floor was like, "Hey, look down." So then the statue said, "Yes, my dear friend, what is the matter?" Then that marble on the floor was like, Mr. Statue, originally we are from the same mind. Then how come you are being praised by the people? People come from far off places just to praise you, just to look at you, and they keep their feet on me. Then the statue laughed and said, Do you remember? We were picked up in the same lorry from the same mine, and then we were delivered to the workshop of the same sculptor, and we were lying side by side in the sculptor's workshop. And the sculptor first of all chose you to make a beautiful piece of art, and he started using his tools, but you resisted. And then the marble on the floor was like, yes, how I can forget that? That was such a painful experience. Then the statue said yes, and then that sculptor left you and he chose me and started working on me. And one thing was clear in my mind, that if I have to become a beautiful piece of art, I have to bear all this pain. And the result is in front of you. Same goes with your research paper. Maybe your papers may get rejected. Maybe time may come, you may write 2 to 3 papers, and you are like, oh God, what I have written. No, 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 this is not good. Keep one thing in mind. Be consistent. That's why I'm saying don't pay 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Just pay 15 minutes daily. Write only one line, but that should be your original line. That is the way to develop a beautiful research paper. So with this, I will conclude.
What is the difference between a
Okay.
legal essay and a legal research paper?
A legal essay is where you don't need your footnotes or references. You are just putting your thoughts without giving credit to the authors. You may write on anything. But when we are writing legal research paper, we are using research paper. Research itself means that you are bringing out something new out of your research. Then you have to credit, because of course we can't have all the literature. We had already said whenever we are writing research paper, we need literature review also. Then you have to give the credit to the persons to whom you are getting that or borrowing that literature. That is the basic difference between legal essay and legal research paper.
Okay.
Okay, paper related information. The only site is Law Octopus. Go on Law Octopus. That is the best site for your conferences, for your research papers, workshops. You will get all the information on that. Can you give some tips of how to present research papers in conferences, such as what information to be presented? Okay, now when we go to the conference, you are given 3 to 5 minutes to present your paper. Write a paper in the same way as I have discussed when you are writing your research paper for your publications in journals. But make it a 3 to 5 minutes paragraph separately, where you have to just write down what are your conclusions from your research paper. For example, if we are writing on the laws on cyber voyeurism, then you should tell what laws there should be for the cyber voyeurism. That is the way to present your papers in the conferences. And when you will get attached with the Law Octopus, you will having many conferences. They don't charge. It's not very frequent, but there are conferences they don't charge any fee also. They charge very nominal fee, that is easy for the students also. And after the COVID period, most of the conferences are in hybrid mode only, so that is again very easy for the students. Are there specific rules regarding what, please? Can you specify? Okay, final year LLB. See, for the final year LLB students, research paper means you are presenting your thoughts, whatever you have learned in your 5 years or 3 years degree. You are using your skills, creativity, originality of thinking. It's very important for the law students to present, to write for blogs, to write any articles or papers. Very, very important. It will enhance your knowledge. For example, there was one student, he filed a plea in the Supreme Court. Then the judges in the Supreme Court said, my dear student, you are still haven't completed your degree. So why you think that we should consider this matter? And now the what student replied, sir, I'm not here to take your advice, to tell me why you should consider this matter or not, but I am presenting this as a litigation to you, and you gave your decision on that topic only. So whenever you are studying, you are trying to write, it enhance yourself, it enhance your vocabulary, it will enhance your control on your tongue, how you have to speak, how you are going to write. That is very, very important for the, at least for the law students. Are there specific rules regarding viva presentation? Of course, being from the law background, when we are presenting ourselves for vivas, for job interviews, or even in courts, we have to keep one thing in mind. From being from the legal fraternity, we are having a very respectable aura in society itself. So we should present ourselves in that capacity only. Generally, to my students, I say when female students are presenting themselves, they shouldn't put very dark lipsticks while going for the vivas or for the presentations. Your hair should be tied up. Same goes with the boy. Don't put any jewelry in ears, hands. Your pants should be of proper length. They shouldn't be ankle length. Or when I'm using the word pants, they should be pants. They shouldn't be tights. Your shoes should be proper. This is the way to present yourself. Then be specific. Whatever is being asked, answer to that only. If you don't know the answer, clearly say thank you very much, I don't know, yeah, I'm not able to go through this topic. That's the thing to present yourself in the Bibles. Okay, could you please tell us what are the valid journals in the subject of law? Law Octopus is not a journal. Law Octopus gives you the information about the journals. Now, nowadays we are having a number of journals, but we aware of the cloned journals. There is a, you put in Google UGC care list. You will get on the UGC sites. You have to create your account. Then you will get the list of the cloned journals also, and the journals which are in the UGC care list 1 and care list 2. There are thousands of journals, and on Loctopus also authentic journals only they are publishing nowadays. So there are a number of journals where you can get your papers published. Okay, next is, okay, madam, can you please the points to be included while writing the abstract? Okay, while writing the abstract, there are three principles. First is your purpose, second is methodology used, and third is the conclusion that you have to keep in mind while you are writing your abstract. Okay, can you please elaborate on citation and footnotes? And okay, for citations and footnotes, just go to Google. First of all, take ILI footnoting. You will come, because that is the simplest and the easiest way of the footnoting. When you will get the clarity of the footnotes, then go to the Blue Book 19th and 20th. Footnoting means even when we are writing our papers in our laptop, at the upside you will having the option for the putting the footnotes also. So I think that's more clear if you can yourself, because hands on, we aren't having hands on session. So footnotes means you are giving credit to the author from which you are taking the material. You are in LLB first year student, you will get the information about the footnotes in your coming semesters also. Okay, that's it.
Ma'am, any strategies that you can share on choosing the reference material?
On reference material, I think because nowadays we first step we take, we go on the Google only. But I think the after selecting your topic, go to your books only, go to the library and go to your books only, and after consulting your books, then come to your online sites, or for your go for your journals only. Books should be the first authentic source. Okay, please explain us more about methodology used, meaning for abstract. Methodology used means whether it's you, what are your primary sources, secondary sources, because sometimes we go for field study also. For that, we frame our questionnaire when we go for the field study. Then you have to tell how you framed the questionnaire, whether it was a interview schedule or it was a questionnaire method, that we discuss in our methodology. If it's not that, then if you are writing your simple research methodology, maybe you are comparing laws of the two countries, then you have to discuss that. Maybe you are writing your paper on the basis of case laws only. Say of the recent cases of Gyan Vapi Masjid cases there, and you are writing your topic on that. Then maybe you are evaluating the laws in the historical era or in the present era. Then you have to tell whether you are comparing the laws, you are writing your paper on the basis of case laws, or you are going for the field. That is your methodologies we use while writing the research papers. Okay, how to do research in legal aspects in new technology for which there is limited time resources and no case laws. Okay, that's why I'm saying choose the topics only when you have enough material, because research paper itself means you are searching the already available matter. Or we are when we are writing the legal research paper means we are saying whether the laws we are already having, they have been implemented properly. Is there any loopholes? Is there is any benefit to our society from those laws? And again, when we are talking about the technology, because for technology, we say that there should be some officer in every district, but we don't have in states also. That could be the one way to put these things in your research paper. And again, because when we are talking about the technology, recently government has taken the steps. We are all of us are using WhatsApp. 2 to 3 years back, we could have forwarded one message to hundreds of people. But after the this JAT revolution, or the whatsoever has happened, riots, after that riots, the government has put a cap. You cannot forward the same message at one go for more than 5 persons. So these are the certain aspects that has been included by the government itself, and laws has been delivered on those aspects also. After Nirbhaya's case, also we had made amendment in the IPC. Cyber voyeurism we had included in that. Cyber stalking has been included, and the laws has been, or the legal provisions has been included in the laws, established laws. So of course, so you have to go through those aspects only. So anybody else wants to ask any other question? And one suggestion for the students, because many of them are students. There is one blog that is iPleader. Maximum students of the national law universities are publishing their research papers or articles on that blog, and you will get many things relating to your subjects also, that in your course. So go to iPleaders also. That is a very good blog to have a good understanding of different topics. Thank you very much for listening to me very patiently.